Yeah, this is a LinkedIn for Realtors session, fully sponsored by iStone Development and Investment Limited. And today we would be looking at I think the final part, which would be how to optimize LinkedIn ads for better results. How to optimize LinkedIn ads for better results. All right, that's what we're looking at today. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. Great. So yeah, so this is my LinkedIn profile. I always start from here. So this is my LinkedIn profile. We had talked about, how to create a profile. We've talked about everything concerning this some time ago. So I'll just go straight because of time. I'll just go straight to advertise. At the top right corner of the screen here, you will see the word advertise. If you want to go to the LinkedIn ads section, that is the place you want to click on. So you click on advertise, and it will load up what is called the LinkedIn Campaign Manager. So this will load up the LinkedIn Campaign Manager. This is the place where you can get to run your ads from. Now, we have a number of ad accounts here, but for the sake of this class, we had created an ad account called Stevens ad account in the real estate niche. So the ad account was in the real estate niche, right? So this is the account that we had created. So I'll just go ahead and click on this ad account that we had created previously. Under this ad account, we had created a campaign group that we called at the time iStone Villa Campaign Group. So we assumed that iStone Villa is a property that was being sold by a real estate company, right? This is one of the test campaigns we have created. There is also this other one, the new campaign group that we also created. Let me check this. I don't see the one that we works with. All right, let me see. So these are like two campaign groups. I have mentioned that for LinkedIn, there are 3 layers of the ads manager. The first layer of the ads manager is the campaign group. As you can see here, the campaign group is the first layer of the ads manager. The second layer is the campaigns, all right? And the third layer is the ads. Let me just get some water. All right, great. So we have 3 layers. We have the campaign groups layer, we have the campaigns layer, and then we have the ads layer. These are the 3 layers or the 3 stages for every successful LinkedIn campaign. Those are the 3 stages for every successful LinkedIn campaign. And we want to start with the campaign group area. For this new campaign group, I'll just go ahead and click here. Or let me click on campaigns. We had started this campaign here that was called lead generation. I had already gone through this process with you. In fact, we had gone through the entire process of creating an ad, and we had gotten to the last point. Now, what we are going to focus in today is this ad. Let's assume that it's already created. How do we optimize this ad, this campaign that we've opened, that we've created before now? How can we optimize it for better results? If you want to learn how to create a campaign, you can check the replay of the last session. You can always speak with the team at iStone to get that replay, right? But now that we have created the ad, the campaign, how do we optimize it for better results? Now, a key step when it comes to optimizing your campaigns for better results is what is called outlining the funnel. So if you're writing, you can write that down. The first thing you want to do if you want to optimize your campaign for better results is called outlining the funnel. I'm just going to go ahead and open a blank document here so that I'm a bit more practical with you. Okay, so let me just open a blank document. So optimizing your LinkedIn campaign. Let me increase the zoom of this. That is a bit larger. Good. So optimizing your LinkedIn campaign. And I said that the first thing you want to do is to outline the funnel, right? Outline the funnel, or, I can also call it the stages. And I'll explain what this means. If you want to optimize, the first thing you want to do is to outline the stages or the funnel. What is the funnel? The funnel is simply the process that your potential customer takes to get to your offer. I'll take that again. Your funnel is the process, the pathway, the road that your potential customer would take to get to your offer. That's the simplest definition you can have for funnels. It's just like a road. It's just like the road, the pathway, the process that every customer you want to have will take before they get your offer. So what is a typical funnel like for someone in real estate? The first stage of the funnel is, and I'm just going to explain this a bit. This is an example, right? The first stage of the funnel can be, I'll just make it very plain. So, stage one, let me just put 1 here, or let me use A just to make it. Stage A, right, is, the person sees your ad creative, right? This is always the first stage. This is always where it starts from. For someone to get to your offer, first they have to see something. They have to see your ad creative, which can be either a video or a flyer. This is the first stage. The person sees your ad creative. The second thing is the person, for example, clicks on your link. Let's say your link will take them either to a landing page or to message you, right? There are some people that use the message objective or the message button on their link. So your ad can have, probably they should click to message you, or they should click and go to your landing page, right? Those are some options. But after the person sees your ad creative, the person should be able to take the next step. The ad creative should be able to convey sufficient information, either your video or your design should be able to convey attention-grabbing information so that people can take the next step, which is to what? To click on your link. But this is not all. The third thing that can happen in a typical funnel is that the person loads or opens your landing page. This is the third thing that can happen. Follow me very carefully as we analyze this together. So the person opens your landing page, or the person loads your landing page, and that's if you're using landing page and not message. The fourth thing is the person fills your form. So if you have a form on your landing page that, if you're interested in this, fill this form and we'll contact you. If the person fills that form and submits it, right, that is another stage of that funnel, right? Now, these 4 stages will give you what is called a lead. And then when the lead is converted, from this place, we have what is called lead conversion. This one, most times for real estate, this does not happen on Facebook. Lead conversion most times happens over a conversation or after a virtual tour or a site inspection. That's when lead conversion happens. But in a typical funnel, these are some of the steps that happens one by one before someone will buy from you. Remember, we're talking about optimizing your LinkedIn campaign. Now, why is this important? I'll tell you why. If you want to optimize your LinkedIn campaign, it's important you first try to check for where the bottleneck is happening. I'll explain what I mean by that. If you're trying to optimize your LinkedIn campaign, your first question is, where is that place that people are dropping off from? Where is the place that when people get there, it's as if they're just all dropping off, right? The first question is, if your ad is, if you say your campaign is not performing very well, the first question is, are people seeing your ad creative? Are people seeing your ad creative? That's the first question. Are people seeing your ad creative? And the way to know this is 2 things, reach and impressions. These are the metrics to track. Remember, we've talked about metrics already in the previous class. The metrics to track when it comes to this first part of the optimization is reach and impressions. Why are you tracking your reach and impressions? You want to check, are people seeing my ad at all? Remember, what is reach? What did we say reach was? Reach is simply the number of individual people that your campaign is shown to or that see your campaign. That is your reach. So if I come back to our ads manager here and I scroll this way to the right, you would see, give me a second. I'm just trying to check for reach here. This is under campaigns. I am seeing impressions, but I'm not seeing reach here. Let me try to add that. Give me a second. Columns performance. Let me see. Customize columns. Let me search for reach. Yeah, this is it. So I'm just going to add reach here. Can you see this? So this is reach. What's up? I'm not seeing other columns anymore. Okay. All right, I'm trying to customize the columns again, just to create more of the things that I want here beyond this. Okay. I'm not comparing. So we have start dates, we have end dates, and then we have reach, but I want more than that. But the reason why I added reach was to show you, okay, that we can get more than this. So let me just check for this here. Let me move this to performance. All right, so back to performance. Yeah, so back to performance. If you want to check the reach, of course, you can always come here and you can select one of these other options. If I click on delivery, for example, as what I want to check, I will see the reach here. So if you're saying you want to check for delivery, you're going to see the reach here. If you find out that your reach is low, let me go ahead. Your reach is the number of individual people that see your campaign, right? If you find out that your reach is low, okay, you want to optimize that campaign and you find out that, okay, for some reason, we have spent, 20,000 naira, 30,000 naira, and we have reached just, let's say, 500 people, 1,000 people. That is a low reach. The reasons why your reach is low, right? If it is low, it is either maybe there is a small target audience. That's one reason for a low reach, okay? If it's low, it's because of there's a small target audience. It could also be because there's a very low budget. That can be another reason why your reach is low. A third reason why your reach can be low is that your ad creative has a low quality, right? So people are scrolling by your ad creative fast, or they're even saying, don't show me this ad again. If a lot of people keep telling Facebook or keep telling LinkedIn rather, don't show me this ad again, your ad creative, it means that your ad creative has a low quality. So if any of these things happen, it means that your reach would be low. That's why your ad is not performing well, because first, your reach is low. If your reach is low, every other thing here will be low. Why? Nobody can click on your link until you reach them. Nobody can open your landing page until you reach them. Nobody can fill your form until you reach them. So when you want to optimize, you have to start from the first step, which is the reach. How many people, this thing I did, this flyer, this design, this creative, how many people is it reaching in the first place? That is your reach. This is how to optimize your ad. You start with the very beginning, which is your reach. And I've said some reasons why your reach can be low. There are other reasons apart from this, but these are the core reasons why your reach can be low. So how can you fix this? You may want to check your audience size. If your audience size is too small, you may need to add some more audience segments, right? If your budget is too low, you may need to increase your budget, right? If your ad creative has a low quality, you may need to change either the flyer or the video or whatever you're using as your ad creative. This is how you optimize your campaign if your reach is low and if this is the reason why your campaign is not doing well. That's why data analysis is very important. You're able to go into the data and check, what is my reach? How much have I spent and what is my reach with this amount? Is it low? If it's low, you know to come back and look at these things. All right. Now, let's assume that your reach is not low. Let's say your reach is okay. Your reach is fine, right? Sometimes if your impressions is too high, let me take this. If your impressions, let me use too high, right? Not high. High is fine. But if your impression is too high, or your impressions or there's what is called frequency. Frequency is just simply the number of times, okay? I think that would be a better way to even measure this, right? Let me just add frequency here. Frequency is the number of times that your audience has been exposed to your creative. That's what frequency is. Now, most times it's okay for your audience to be exposed to your creative maybe twice, maybe thrice, maybe 4 times. But when you start getting to 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, if your frequency is too high, it means that there's what is called ad fatigue. Ad fatigue is simply the fact that people are tired of seeing your campaign. Have you ever seen some campaigns that, you've seen it so many times that these days, anytime you see it, you just scroll by it very fast, or you're not even seeing it anymore. Why? Because that campaign has reached ad fatigue. And if you have ad fatigue, the solution is what is called creative refresh. So let me just put solution here. Solution is creative refresh. What is creative refresh? Creative refresh is simply changing the creative that you're using to pass the same message. So you're selling the same property, you're selling the same thing, but because your campaign has been on for almost 4 months, 5 months, 6 months now, and you've noticed that your frequency is very high, that means the same people have been showing your campaign too many times, more than 6 months, almost into 1 year. You are considering what? Refreshing your creative, putting out something new, using another creative that is not fully known or that is not very popular already among a lot of people. This helps with ad fatigue. This is how you're optimizing your campaign. Are you following this? This is how you optimize your campaign step by step this way. All right. So after you have done that, you have looked at all these things when it comes to your ad creative. Let's say the reach is good now, the impressions are okay, the frequency is not too high. Next thing to check is, okay, that means the people are seeing my ad. That means this part is what? This part is checked. This part is, let's say, green, because everything here is working well. But among all the people seeing my ad, are they actually clicking on the ad? That is the next thing. Are they clicking? All right. And how do you check for this? You measure this by checking the link clicks. This is the metric you use to measure how many people are clicking on your link, right? So if I go back here, you would see, give me a second. Let me change from delivery down to performance. So now performance, you see what is called clicks. So clicks is simply how many people are clicking on your link. Where exactly? This is it. So click is how many people are clicking on your link. That's what clicks mean. All right. And if your clicks is low, right? If your clicks is low, what this means is that your ad creative is not attention grabbing enough. Ad creative is not good enough. If your click is very, very low, let's assume that 1,000 people are seeing your campaign and only one person is clicking on it, or 2,000 people, or 5,000 people is seeing your campaign or your creative, your flyer, and only one person or two people are clicking on it. That is a very low distance, because link click is not too much of an issue. It's just people clicking on your link. Either they want to send you a message or they want to check your landing page, but they're clicking on your link. That is link clicks. All right. So if it's low, it means you need to change your ad creative, because your ad creative can either, remember, your ad creative is both flyer, picture, video, and text. So all these things are what forms your ad creative. So there's what is called the ad copy, there's what is called the flyer, there's what is called the picture, there's what is called the video. All these things are parts of your ad creative. So if your link clicks is low, you have to check what your ad creative is. Another thing that can cause a low link click is wrong, or let me just call it poor targeting. If you are targeting men with a woman's product, even if the reach is very high, right? Do you think the link list will be high? No, it will not. If you're targeting people with a wrong product, you can reach them. That means your reach here can be very good. Your reach can be great, but link clicks will be very poor. If your link list is very poor, if you reach so many people and your link list is very low, that means the many people you're reaching are not the right people. Are you following? This is why checking your link list is important. So if you find out that your link list is super low compared to the reach, you already know that it's either your ad creative is not good enough or your targeting is not good enough. So you're not reaching the right people that are supposed to see that campaign or that creative for them to take the action that you want them to do. So poor targeting is another reason why it may be difficult for people to click on your link. Another reason could be, although it's still under ad creative, but another reason can be the call to action. Sometimes people are not clear about what they want the people to do. If you're going to run a campaign, let people know exactly what you want them to do. Don't assume that they already know. All right. If you're running a campaign for conversions, for sales conversions, let people know exactly what you want them to do. Do you want them to click on this link? Do you want them to go to the link on your bio? Do you want them to do this? Do you want them to do that? Whatever it is, let people know what you want them to do. That is what is called the call to action. And that's one reason why a link clicks can be low if your call to action is not good. All right. Or I can just use poor call to action. That's what causes it to be low. Okay. Now let's assume that your link clicks is high. All right. You've checked your reach. You've checked this first bucket. Everything is high here. And then you check your link clicks. Everything is also high here. There's also something called landing page views. Let me go forward now. Let me make this green. So let's assume that everything here is also good. So you're wondering, my reach is high, my link click is high. So what's happening? Why am I not getting customers? There's something called landing page views. However, this can only be tracked when you have what is called the LinkedIn Insights tag. So you must have, it's the equivalent of the Facebook pixel. You must have installed the LinkedIn Insights tag on your website for you to be able to measure what is called landing page views, which is the next step, the next thing for tracking. Landing page views is how many people view your landing page. And the reason why this is important is not everybody that clicks on your link will actually allow your landing page to load completely. In fact, a lot of people, once they click on your link, they're almost immediately trying to see how they can go back. They're not even waiting. They want to go back to where they're coming from. And those are not your customers, right? So landing page views are people that go to your landing page and actually loaded it up. That's your landing page view. And you cannot track that except you're able to set up a tracking with LinkedIn. All right. So this is landing page views, which is the next thing, right? If your landing page views is low, because we're talking about optimization, if your landing page view is low, one reason can be because of slow website speed. If people have to wait for your landing page to load, you will have very low landing page views. So one reason why your landing page views can be low is because your website speed is very, very slow. All right, that's one reason. Second reason would be that the domain name is redirecting to something else. So let's assume there's a redirection of your domain. What happens is because of that redirection, especially if it's not redirected to something similar, all right, people would want to leave your landing page even before it loads, right? So these are some reasons why your campaign may not be doing well, and you would think it's because of the reach. No, the reach is good. No, the link clicks are good, but it's just because your landing page views are not happening. People are not viewing your landing page. That fine thing you did, all those things you did on your landing page, all those beautiful things you created that you're trying to advertise, because people want to see it on your page and they don't see it there, it will cause low landing page views. Now, let's assume that for some reason, our landing page views is good to go. All right, we're seeing that a lot of people are viewing the landing page, yet we're not getting sales. Next thing would then be how many people are actually filling your form and submitting it. Very important. So now they've landed on your landing page, but are they filling your form and submitting it? And ways you can track this is by a metric called complete registration or lead metric. These are the two metrics to check. Either the complete registration metric or the lead metric. Two metrics to check. All right. Good. So yeah, those are the two metrics to check. If it is low, as usual, if it is low, this would mean that you need to optimize your landing page. That means, maybe add more information to landing page. That means what this means is, if it's low, what it means is people are landing on your landing page very well, but they're not filling your form. So it's possible that they need more information. Probably they need testimonials. You can add testimonials to your landing page. All right. You can make the form easier to fill, easy to fill form. So you're not asking people for their birthday, for their, their international passport, for just a form. You want to make it easy to fill, as easy as possible. That way we're able to have a lot of people that are getting the form and that are filling it. So these are some ways, some very key ways you can actually optimize your campaign. Each of these things I've shared is very practical. This is how optimization happens. If you just go to a campaign and say, oh, this is not performing well, let's shut it down. You have no idea why it's not performing well. You have to start by going step by step. You have to start checking first. Let's start with the reach. Is the reach good? If the reach is good, that's fine. Let's go ahead. Impressions. Okay, good. What about frequency? Okay, great. Let's go ahead. What of the link list? How many people are clicking? Okay, what about the landing page views? How many people are getting to the landing page? Okay, how many people are filling the form? If it's a form funnel, if it's a WhatsApp message funnel, you can always allow for the people in charge of receiving the leads on WhatsApp to do the follow-up, right? But if it's a landing page funnel, this is what it looks like. And this is what you need to do if you want to optimize your campaign. This is actually the step-by-step process, all right, that you can use to optimize your LinkedIn campaign for better results. By the time you go through every step of this process, you'll be able to, first of all, identify, number one, where the issue is, all right? Where exactly is the issue? Is the issue with my reach? Is the issue with my impressions? Is the issue with, my frequency? Is the issue with my link clicks? Is it with my landing page views? Is it with my, complete registration of my lead? Now, let's go back to the ads manager so you can see what I'm talking about. We have talked about reach. We also talked about impressions. These impressions here, you can always come here and check what the impressions are. If you have access to the cost, you can check how much you have spent here. Some other metrics that are very important for you to check. Let's look at it together. We also talked about link clicks. So if you want to check link clicks, you can come here. Let me see. Link clicks. I think that should be around here. So there's cost per click here, but there's no number of clicks, right? So there's cost per click there, but there's no number of clicks. Cost per click is similar, but not exactly the same. Let me try engagements. All right, so under engagement, I can see clicks. So this is what you're looking for. You want how many people clicked on that link, so you can have an idea, all right, of what the situation is, right, and how you can optimize it. The next one is landing page views. Now, landing page views, like I said, they only works when you have a pixel attached. All right, so if you don't have a pixel attached, it cannot work. You have to put it's not called a pixel on LinkedIn, it's called an insight tag. But if you're familiar with Facebook, you know it with the name pixel. What an insight tag does is that it just helps you, it gives LinkedIn access to see what's happening on your website. So if someone clicks on a link, LinkedIn can see it. If someone does anything, LinkedIn can see it. So that's what your insight tag helps you do. And then the last one is to fill your form and to submit it. So with this, I think we're already coming to an end. I'm just trying to go back to my my campaign manager. We're already coming to an end of tonight. And I've told you already how you can always go back here and check the metrics. And using the metrics, you can know exactly what to do per time. Great. So we're at our 8:30 mark. I don't see if there are any questions. And let me check the chat. If there are any questions, we can take that right now. But in the absence of any, I'm just going to do a quick check now. Let me see if there's any questions. So we have finally been able to come to the end of analysis, and I've showed you how you can analyze your campaigns for better results. Definitely, you'll be able to make it even more excellent. You'll be able to get some more feedback for yourself as you're implementing, as you're doing, right? You will definitely get some more feedback for yourself that can help you do even better. But until we get to have those conversations, until we get to see what you're able to come up with, I want you to try your hands on these things. Do not allow you to stay lying fallow for too long. Go ahead and try your hands on them. See how you can create a campaign, see how you can work on some of these things. And as much as possible, you'll be able to have access to resources that will be beneficial to your growth as far as you're a part of you're a part of this community. That's the iStone community. All right, great. So with this, I'm going to wind this down to an end for today. I want to believe that you got value from the session. You now know how to optimize your campaigns one step at a time. One step at a time, you now know how to optimize your campaign. Should there be any questions, we can definitely look at it at some other or at another session. But thank you so much, everyone, for being a major part of this session and for being a part of all the other sessions. We're rounding off the series for LinkedIn, and gradually we may be able to look at other series. But for now, until we get to meet again, have a wonderful night rest.